As the architect of the skyscraper you call success, are your activities positive construction, or is your building being condemned? Hello again, everybody. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, lead, and inspire. And I'd like to invite you to join Eli and me as we discuss the construction of your success skyscraper. Building the skyscraper that we call a successful life contains many elements. So, go get your goggles, your hard hat, your tape measure, and your steel reinforced work boots so that we may get started right now. Eli, let's start with your goggles. Construction can be a hazardous work, and it's critical that you're always able to maintain your vision. It's always the first step in any architect's modus operandi to visualize the end result, to see the building in its completed form, to build a model, to enhance the existing landscape. Constructing this model is essential, but make sure you're wearing your goggles. There will be many factors, both people and circumstances, that will attempt to cloud your lenses and puncture your model. Seeing the model every day is the elixir that generates determination and focus. The next step is to construct an actual game plan, a blueprint, specific targets with deadlines, big goals broken down into smaller chunks of action. The what it is going to take to score a bullseye, enabling you to advance to the next target. Goal setting 101. It must be written down. Here are some things to consider. Most of the time, before construction begins, the work site must remove the site's previous remnants. There may be a building to tear down and remove, clear space to build. There may be a need for a bulldozer to reshape the landscape so that you may lay a solid foundation. You may also need the bulldozer to remove a considerable amount of bull. Sometimes a mere scraper can remove the unwanted bull, but usually it must be relocated to a dump site that is not within eyesight, earshot, or scent detection. Remove anticipated obstacles. There is no concrete foundation without the removal of unnecessary impediments. And a solid foundation is the building block upon which all progress is generated. It must be concrete and immovable. A proper foundation, the vision, generates certainty and removes doubt. Now, when setting your goals, you must be prudent that they are prioritized correctly. Timing is a critical element at any job site. To have everybody literally pulling the rope, quote unquote, in the same direction expedites progress and, of equal importance, generates momentum. Now, Big Mo adds fuel to any fire because existing positive motion is more easily accelerated than trying to advance from a dead stop. It takes much more energy and fuel to start a car moving from scratch than it takes to accelerate a moving vehicle. So says the law of inertia, my son. So keep your goggles clear and clean so that you may see progress in your mind's eye at all times. The law also says that it is mandatory to wear your hard hat at all times. Your head must always be protected. Falling unanticipated debris will rain down upon you unexpectedly and frequently and at the most inopportune moments. Even though your site is a restricted area, transient thoughts, people, and circumstances are always going to find a way to move past the restricting yellow tape and concrete barriers that you've installed to deny their entry. Protect your head from the tiny pebbles and remnants of falling rock that attempt to distract and dissuade you from your desired outcome. There's always the risk of being nicked, cut, or ravaged by the debris of life. The successful architect and the successful craftsman overcome this negative element by maintaining a laser focus on the overall end result. He accomplishes this by dedicating himself with a singleness of purpose on the daily task at hand. Long-term vision short-term focus. This allows him to check off yet another box from the list of goals to be achieved. So, make sure to protect yourself with your hard hat at all times. It will fortify you with the protective force field of singleness of purpose and inoculate you from the distracting diseases that infect the 95% crowd. So how do you know if construction is on schedule? You measure results frequently. You must employ some sort of tape measure. Only through precise measurement can progress be measured. This is both a physical and a mental endeavor. The physical aspect is to continuously check your odometer to measure the distance that you have voyaged from your starting point. What beams and walls have been erected? Have the floors been sanded to a fine finish, or are they coarse and uneven? Mediocre construction begets less than mediocre results. When you're measuring results, is your first focus something that was done positively or something that was done negatively? For example, Eli, when I first saw your bedroom, when we moved into the new house, before you became its inhabitant, I saw a spacious room that you could creatively stamp with your playful, ambitious personality and identity. Alas, my son, what I now see are clothes on the floor, an unmade bed, and various items strewn all about. One is a positive visualization, and the other is teenage torture of a parent. Eli, always remember that mediocrity never inspires. Excellence inspires. Accepting mediocrity is the trademark of one that settles. Ponder this visually, big guy. Where does material settle? On the bottom of the glass, on the bottom of the ocean. And in my overweight condition, material settles on the bottom of my bottom. But I digress. Son, just as you can measure the progress of building construction by the number of stories you've completed, the mental aspect of your personal skyscraper is based upon the stories you tell yourself about you, the story that you believe about yourself, what you can do, your self-esteem. Your story determines the height of your achievement. What you cannot envision, you will never achieve. As an example, until a few years ago, you could never envision beating me in a game of one-on-one basketball. Today, you certainly envision a victory every time we take the court. You are more coordinated, more fluid, and more skilled than you were in the past. There's a clue there, big guy. One of the ways to envision victory is to become more coordinated, more fluid, and more skilled. The other way is to cast aside logical solutions and seek the illogical. This is accomplished by establishing a relationship with the infinite intelligence through your subconscious mind. How? By visualizing the desired end result unencumbered by previous past failed efforts. See only the finished product and ask the universe to offer its help, to dream, to accept intuitive thought, to take action on thoughts that seem to come out of nowhere. No less a problem solver than Einstein tells us, I believe in intuitions and inspirations. I sometimes feel that I am right. I do not know that I am, though. Invention is not the product of logical thought, even though the final product is tied to a logical structure. Once again, that's Albert Einstein. Now, it's sometimes necessary to employ illogical thought to enhance your story so that you're able to visualize a result that has not yet been achieved through logical means. You accomplish this end through repetitious self-talk. It is your daily vitamin for success. We construct your skyscraper with the aid of tools from head to toe. Goggles to see clearly, a hard hat for protection from debris, and finally work boots with a steel toe. Why is this footwear prudent? Because you must continually trudge forward through mud, through puddles, through sharp obstacles on the ground, such as nails and glass, and sometimes you must forcefully kick something out of the way that has been impeding your progress. That's why you need the steel toe. Now, these work boots enable you to safely move step by step. When there are no obstacles, you may move faster. When there are obstacles, you move more slowly. With persistence, utilizing the traction that your soul, S-O-L-E, and your soul, S-O-U-L, provide for you. These shoes are well built and able to retain their strength through tough, unfinished byways. They'll get scuffed often, but their shine can be restored with proper everyday attention and care. Their virtue is that they enable you, with their well-constructed strength, to continuously advance on both paved and unpaved thoroughfares. So Eli, let's build your skyscraper together. Let's go to the mall of your mind and purchase some goggles for vision, a hard hat for protection from outside distracting elements, a measuring tape with which to judge progress, a storybook to feed your head, and the right logical and illogical elements, and for your feet, F-E-E-T, and your feet, F-E-A-T, some construction work boots to enable you to continuously move forward through very challenging terrain. As we have mentioned over and over in our chit-chats, Eli, the success formula is always the same. Quite simply, it's C, B, A, and A, B, C. Conceive, believe, achieve, attitude, belief, conviction. Our thought for the day is from Steve Jobs, and I quote, "If you really look closely, most overnight successes took a long time. And because we will never end a meeting on a philosophical note, construct that skyscraper and get out there and charge." I'm Eli's dad.